Thank you for joining us for this month's episode of Single Mom Sessions with our amazing host and award-winning journalist, Mia Taylor, and our special guest, Kemah Duopu, the visionary entrepreneur behind Harmon Polish, a vegan nail polish empire. Stay tuned as we unfold Kemah's profound story that proves unconventional beginnings can indeed lead to remarkable achievement.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our show today. I'm so very excited to introduce you to our guest today, Kemah Duopu, who I met, I guess it's about a year ago now, Kemah, that you and I first met at the Single Momathon. And I was personally so impressed with Kemah when I first met her and her drive to succeed and just her story about being an entrepreneur as a single mom at the same time. So I really wanted to have her on our show today to dive a little deeper into our show and expose y'all to her remarkable story. Kemah is the founder and CEO of Harmon Polish, which has been a wildly successful vegan nail polish company. I want to make sure I list all her accolades correctly. Her polish is sold out after 3 months of operation. She was accepted into the inaugural Goldman Sachs Black in Business program. And she's also, while she had all that going on, used her growing platform to donate and bring awareness to such causes as breast cancer, which is near and dear to my heart, of course, and women's rights. So no small accomplishment, and she did it all in the middle of a pandemic. So bravo, Kemah. And thank you so much for agreeing to come back and speak with me again and share your amazing, amazing story. So I want to dive right in. We only have about 30 minutes to share everything, all your knowledge, to tap your brain about everything you did. And let's talk first and give people a baseline. You started your business in 2021, which, as we all know, was the middle of a global pandemic, and businesses everywhere were shutting down. They were going out of business. They were having a hard time making ends meet, and yet you rocked it. So let's just talk about that decision and the timing of it.
Well, first, thank you so much for having me. I'm so
Sure.
honored. It's great to see you again. But yeah, like pretty much what happened was, it was during COVID. And at that time, I had just moved to Houston. This is like back in 2020. Just moved to Houston. Didn't have any friends, any family here. And I was in quarantine. So, during quarantine, you have so many, you still have so much time on your hands. And at this time, it was us when we were getting the stimulus checks. So I got mine. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to get me a Gucci bag. That's the first thing I'm doing. And I remember going onto their website and like picking the bag, putting it in the cart, putting my information in. And as soon as I was about to press like purchase, something was like, come out, wait, like this is free money. There's something you can do here. So I'm like, okay, well, what could I do? Like, how could I invest in myself? And then I thought about like, in 2018, when I was living in LA, I was like doing Uber Eats and Postmates. It was a hard time, and what got me through it was getting my nails done. I used to say if I had enough money to get my nails done, then I was gonna be okay. So I wanted to. So I just was like, okay, maybe I should just start a nail polish business. It was literally just like a random thought. So I exited out that window, and I looked up like how to incorporate my business, and I paid for that. Started looking for different manufacturers, and it's just crazy how just a random idea springs into a full business, and I ended up getting the bag years later.
Which, well, I love it. You earned that bag.
I earned it.
You did, but it was a brilliant idea. Let's be honest. I mean, many people would have gone through with that purchase initially and not had the foresight to think like, maybe I can do something more with this money that will have long-term benefits. So that was step number one, which was brilliant. Now tell me, you said you went and you used that money to incorporate a business. For our watchers, how much does it cost to incorporate a business, and is it complicated to do that?
It was not. I would say this. I hate to like dumb myself down, but Google is everything.
Right.
Any resource you can find is on Google. So I think it was about maybe like $300.
Okay.
And it was literally just putting in my information, putting in my business name. And I found a kind of guide that walked me through how to incorporate the business. Anything I
Brilliant.
found with my business was literally, I just Googled
Google,
it.
which I agree with you. I find so much on Google. It's invaluable. And then I want to talk a little bit about you created nail polish. Did you have an experience creating nail polish before? And also, it's a vegan nail polish. So let's just talk a
Yes.
little bit about your choices there.
Yeah, so especially with the vegan, so during
Mhm.
that time, I'll take you back to 2018.
Yeah.
I was living in LA. I lost my job, and I was just doing Uber and Postmates to kind of
Mhm.
sustain myself. And I started learning more about nail polish because I ended up started getting my nails done more often. And I realized a lot of these products have really harmful chemicals,
Right.
formaldehyde.
Yeah.
They can lead to like headaches, nausea, even miscarriages, respiratory
Wow.
problems. And my
Wow.
aunt, Patricia Harmon, she passed away from breast cancer. And one of the things that contributed to it was those harmful chemicals.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, so when I wanted to name my business, I named it after my aunt. It was really important to me to create products that were not only like good for your soul, like the affirmations behind each
Yeah.
polish, but also like these are good polishes for women or
Yeah.
men or anybody can wear.
I
So that
love
was
that.
the reasoning behind the vegan nail polish.
I love that you're such an ethical business and you care about more than just the bottom line, which can't always be said about a lot of businesses today.
Yeah.
Now, one of the other things that I was just honestly blown away by with your story when I first met you is all the grants that you tapped into and sort of the programs for mentoring and stuff. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about, I'm imagining the answer is Google too, but how did you find all these amazing financial support programs and just how did you make that journey work so well for you?
I would say the biggest thing is just sharing my story. When I
Mhm.
started my business, I was telling people like, "Oh, I have a new business. Like,
Mhm.
it's this vegan nail polish brand." Just sharing, and then from word of mouth, I started hearing about different opportunities.
Yeah.
So, my friend at the time, he told me about the Urban League, so I got tapped
Okay.
into them, and I started
Okay.
sharing my story. They tapped me into Goldman Sachs. Started
Okay.
sharing my story with Goldman Sachs. Started really pretty much building. You know how they say it takes a village to raise a child, but it
Yes.
also takes a village to grow and scale your business. So
Yeah.
just just
True.
sharing my story really
Mhm.
that's got me to learn more about grants and different opportunities for sure.
I love that. Were there, any moments along the way where you just felt like, I can't make this happen? I made the wrong, tell people a little bit about the struggles. It's not all, coasting, right, to success. There probably were some hard moments there.
Oh, look, every day,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
always but I think with any journey that you're on, you have to know there's peaks and valleys.
Mhm.
So, there's times where, business is booming, I'm getting
Right.
sales, and I'm just like every day I'm at the post office. And there's
Right.
times where it's just dead.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the beauty. I think the most important thing I've learned within this journey is not
Yeah.
about growing my business, but also learning so much about myself, my personal
Right.
development. Like in the past, I had such an issue with being consistent, but now
Yeah.
with my business, I have no choice but to be consistent. Just
Okay.
kind of, yeah, just there's going to be times when you have peaks and valleys. That's just life.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
also like your mind change. Like, how do you approach those hard times? Are you gonna sit
Right.
in your bed and cry and just lay there? Or are you gonna sit in your bed and cry and then get up?
I love that, the second one, obviously, but that's a great tip, honestly. I mean, and tell me a little bit about because the show is for single parents and single moms. You navigated all this while juggling being a mom, which, I'm a single mom too. I know that's very demanding. My son has a lot of activities. He needs help with homework. I have to make dinner. I'm the sole cleaner in the house. For you too, you were doing all that, I imagine, and your business. So how did you balance that juggling act?
Like I had my son relatively young. I always joke with
Mhm.
my friends. They're starting to have kids. They're starting to have kids now, and I'm like, well, you
Right.
guys should have been irresponsible like me and have a baby young. But anyway, I mean, no, but yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, it's just being organized.
Yeah.
Just I think about the life I want to leave for my son, so that's always motivating.
So
And now
true.
also like the life, just I want to show him life skills, like just show
Yeah.
him, like, hey,
Right.
your mom is a single mom and she's also able to, navigate having a corporate career, navigating
Mhm.
having entrepreneur career, and navigating being your mother. So for me,
Yes.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's hard. I'm not gonna.
Mhm.
It's hard. I'm very very fortunate that my family is so supportive of me, and
That's
during
great.
the summers my son's able to go spend that time with them. But
Hmm.
just I guess going back to the point of just kind of showing my son that
Hmm.
yes, I have limited resources, but you have to maximize the resources you have.
Bravo. That's a
So
really
it's
important point. And I hope every single mom or single parent, it doesn't even have to be just a mom, hears that, which is, yeah, you do have limited resources, but you can make the most out of those resources, make lemonade out of lemons, right?
yes, or
So
lemon drops, depending if it's happy hour.
I love that. And the other thing I'm going to talk about, because you do, as single parents, we do often have limited resources. So, money wise, did you establish like a savings account for emergencies to help you navigate those times when business was slow, like you just talked about? Or how did you navigate those times when you didn't have as much money as you thought coming in from your business? Because often that's when businesses fail. They give up. I'm not making enough money. I have to go get a staff job somewhere. How did you get through those sorts of questions?
Like for me, I applied for a bunch of pitch competitions.
Great.
I knew, so with the raising money aspect, I
Mhm.
thought to myself, okay, what is my best attribute? And for me, is my personality. I'll talk to you, bitch,
Yes.
I don't care. So like I used that to apply for grants, like pitch competitions. I won one back in December,
Okay.
doing fundraising. So I raised funds and I raised up to like $3,000, and I won the pitch
Great.
competition. I was like, okay, it's done. Then
Great.
also just cutting expenses,
Mhm.
especially as a new business, you
Yes.
know, learning more about your business, learning about marketing, learning how to create a website, learning like taking that time to pretty much learn those skills. So when you
Right.
get the opportunity to hire people, you kind of already know what you're looking for.
Right. Right.
But and
Yeah.
also saving, like that has always been like a thing with me, with saving
Right.
money. But
Good.
just like if I can save at least $200, I'm
Yes.
okay. And then
Yeah.
also putting that away, like putting
Yeah.
that away as in like a different account that I don't
Mhm.
have access to, that even if
Mhm.
I want to, oh, the bank is closed, I can't even go get it anyway. And by the
Right.
time the bank is open,
You
I
may
don't
have
need
found
it.
another. Yeah. Did you have to take personal loans, business loans, anything like that?
No.
Oh, that's lucky. Okay.
No, like
Yeah.
a lot of people say, like, oh, you need to take out a business loan. And you need to, I feel like if you maximize the resources you have and maximize
Mhm.
the pool of people that and
Mhm.
people are really you are passionate about your business and you
Yeah.
show traction with your business,
Yeah.
people are going to support.
That's wonderful.
People
Yeah.
are going to support you.
Yeah, because you do often hear about, startups living off of credit cards or loans. And like, really, when that debt piles up, it makes it even harder, especially as a single income household or a single parent, to make ends meet, because then you do have to pay the credit card bills or the loan bills. So what you've described is really wise, which is maximizing what you have and not getting into debt over your head, because that can be a sinking ship really quickly. Um,
Yes.
I want to talk about something else you did along the way, and I think it was really brilliant, which was your subscription boxes. Now, I know they're not at the moment being offered, but at some point along the way, you decided to offer subscription boxes, which is brilliant because it's passive income. People are subscribing, and you have that money reliably coming in month after month. Tell me a little bit about how you got that idea and how it worked out for you.
Yes, so the subscription boxes are currently being revamped, and
Mhm.
I'm really excited for it. I've been working so hard on it. But I had a marketing person that I was working with for like a little bit of time,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Well, why don't you start a subscription box?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "A subscription box? Like, what does that entail?" So
Right.
she just planted the seed. We didn't really discuss it more past that conversation. But
Mhm.
I just started thinking about it, then researching more, and I'm like, okay, well, this is income that I can just get every 3 months, every year. It keeps me accountable because I know, okay, I have to keep relaunching products. But
Right.
also, like, if I'm having a slow month, I
Mhm.
already kind of have that money in reserves.
Totally.
And
Totally.
there's been times where I've used that money to launch new products. I've used that money to
Mhm.
pay for like business trips that I wanted to go on, or even just like reinvesting into my business. So
Mhm.
it's taught me so much about just having different types of income, like having earned income, versus
Yes.
having like the revenue income or having this reserve. Maybe reserve isn't the best word. I'm not probably,
Yes.
there's probably a better word for that, but
Yeah.
but just teaching me more about like having different types of sources of income for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I think that's a brilliant tip that I hope our viewers are really picking up on is as a business, you have to have multiple streams of income. You have to
Yeah,
be thinking of the big picture and you can't put all your eggs in one basket because otherwise if that, one thing fails, then it becomes very, very challenging. Now, I want to talk a minute about the Goldman Sachs Black in Business program because that's an
yes,
amazing accomplishment and bravo to that.
thank
Tell me
you.
what you learned there, but also tell me how you got connected with that.
Again, word of mouth, like just
Yeah.
sharing my story. My
Yeah.
friend tapped me into Goldman Sachs, into the Urban League, and the
Okay.
Urban League tapped me into the Goldman Sachs Black in Business program. And I
Okay.
kind of went into it a bit blindly with the application process. I
Mhm.
knew I'm in the financial world in my corporate career, so I
Yep.
knew about Goldman Sachs, but I didn't really understand the magnitude of the opportunity.
Right.
So when I got the interview, I got into the program. I was
Yeah.
excited, but then we went to the headquarters in New York,
Oh, wow.
and at first, you get that imposter syndrome, like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, like, this is huge. But then
Right.
I had to stop. I literally went to the bathroom and I was texting my girlfriend. I was like, oh my God, like I'm so scared. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be here. Like, I just started my business. She was like, girl,
Mhm.
if you in that room, you're supposed to be in the room.
Yeah.
No.
I love that.
I just that opportunity was so life changing and
Mhm.
just like my self development in myself. Just
Yep.
so many opportunities opened up about like business, so many resources,
Right.
so many contacts, just because of just applying and seeing what
Right.
happened.
Yeah.
That opened up to me being in Essence, me being in Black Enterprise, me,
Wow.
yeah, me, a pitch competition, and
Wow.
just having this like network of a sorority of girls
Yeah.
who are just like some of us we still talk to this day, just cheering each other on,
I love
and
that.
you need that. And the
Yes.
great thing about it, majority of us were mothers. There
Oh,
was a
wow.
girl that was pregnant, pregnant at the
Wow.
Goldman Sachs community. It was nothing but Black women, and 80% of us was women. So was mothers, excuse me. So it's just powerful how
That's
if you
amazing.
share your story and you really get yourself out there, there are
Yes.
women literally just like you going through the exact same thing.
Right.
The
So did
exact
you
same
go and
thing.
stay there in New York for a couple weeks or was it how
Oh
long was
yes,
it?
we were there for 3 days. I
Oh,
was
I
living
love
that
it.
life. I was like, do we have to go? Do I have to go back? And then from there, we went did the program, and then months later they shipped us off to DC.
Wow.
Yeah. So and there was a big summit. I've learned about like the 15% pledge. I'm a part of the community of that now. So
Okay.
it was lit, like a
Wow.
life changing experience for sure.
So the takeaway for our viewers is, really look for those opportunities and
Yes,
just ditch the imposter syndrome because you belong there, and it really helped you
yes,
immensely. So tell me
definitely.
now, what's the future for you? Where are you going next with your business? Are you starting a new subscription box? What are your goals for the future?
Yeah, so right now we're launching a new product this fall. So like September,
Mhm.
October, right time for Halloween. Really
Okay.
excited about it. Really excited about it. We're branching out into press on nails. So I'm working on that,
Nice.
and that will be in the next subscription box. Also, I've been doing a lot of speaking engagements. I've been working
Great.
closely with this organization called She Can, and they help like women from students from underdeveloped countries come to the States, and I'm a mentor there.
I
So
love that.
yeah, it's really exciting. August 25th,
Wow.
we're doing a Liberian little woman empowerment event, just teaching women,
Okay.
little girls from Liberia, just like
Yeah.
a empowerment event, like how to set goals,
Yeah.
finances, hygiene, things like
Yeah.
just ins and out of being a woman or a person with a vagina, if
Yeah.
being politically correct,
Yeah.
and just continually share my story
Yeah.
and just complete. just to build Harmon Polish.
And I love that because I was reading your bio and I kind of knew this about you already, but tell me why it's so important to you to share your story with other people. You really want to help others, right?
Yeah, like I didn't, I was 19 when I had my son,
Yeah.
and I was I always say people weren't really checking for me, meaning like I was always the underdog. Like
Yeah.
no one thought that my life, even though it was not so grandiose, like I would
Right.
probably still be back in Minnesota, but I
Yeah.
took a chance to bet on myself, and I'm like, you know what,
Amen.
yeah, and with just betting on myself, so many
Yeah.
opportunities. And
Yes.
I've always said if I had someone like me growing
Yeah.
up, my life would have been completely different. So now I wanna
That's
pay it
beautiful.
forward.
Yeah,
Definitely want
that's
to pay it
beautiful,
forward.
Kemah. I love that. And I hope everybody heard that. Take a chance and bet on yourself, which
Bet
is
on
exactly
yourself.
what you did, Kemah. What advice besides take a bet on yourself would you give other single moms or single parents who are listening today, in terms of just getting their business off the ground, those first few steps? Any takeaways from your journey?
I would say research grants. Number
Okay.
one, there's so
Yeah.
many grants out here. There's so many free resources out
Mhm.
here for you, because you are a single parent.
Yeah.
I think people use that. It's like a stigma nowadays as a single parent, but
Yeah.
let me tell you, sometimes being a single parent kind of works in your favor. Like when my son and I are doing vendor events, I'm like, okay, Jerry, pass out cards. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, you're a single mom. Like, yeah, I know, buy the nail polish.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you gotta use those quote unquote weaknesses
Right.
to your advantage. And
I
also, like,
agree.
just because you're a single mom, or in my case a young mom,
Mhm.
your life doesn't stop. Your life
Right.
doesn't stop. Your dream, like, you can still dream, and your kids,
Yes.
yes, your kids will thank you for it.
Mhm,
Your kids will
mhm.
definitely thank you for it, for
Yeah.
sure.
I love that. I love that you said you can still dream because I just would like to underscore that being a single mom or a parent, is not a negative. It doesn't
It's not.
have to be a negative. You don't have to let it hold you back. And in fact, just as you so eloquently said, in many cases there are resources out there specifically for single moms. So you can use that to your advantage. I'm curious, do you have people working for you now, or where have you reached on that part of your journey? Do you have people helping you with marketing, advertising? Tell
Yes,
me.
I do have a marketing team. It's like two of us. Well,
Yeah,
three of us,
yeah,
but we're all moms.
yeah.
we're
I love
all
it.
we're all moms, and I think
Yeah.
that's the beauty of hiring people who are single mothers, because this is a
Mhm.
different type of drive that we have.
Yeah, yeah.
Different type of drive. Also, I've been using different like software. AI,
Mhm.
surprisingly, has been really helpful for my
Oh,
business. So
wow. Okay.
definitely tapping into that.
Yes.
Hiring interns. I've had interns here and
Oh,
there.
nice.
So
Okay.
yeah, the business is slowly growing, slowly but
Great.
surely growing.
Great. Now, where can people find you if they want to buy your nail polish after our show today? If they want to, in the future, maybe get a subscription box. Are you on Instagram? Do you have a website? Tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, so we're harmonpolish.com is on the screen. That's also with all our social media
Mhm.
handles. You can follow me personally. I'm always sharing like business tips on my personal Instagram. It's
I love that.
at Kemah, Kemah, and Dee.
Mhm.
And then I'm also in the store in Ohio, Defer Beauty Supply. I'm in a store in Houston,
I love
Possessions
it.
Boutique in downtown Houston. So go ahead
Great.
and check us out. And also, just feel free to email me, Kemah
Yeah.
at harmonpolish.com. So feel
I
free.
love that you shared your email because I do think that our viewers, who are interested in starting their own journey as an entrepreneur may reach out to you. So thank you for being so open about
Oh
that.
yeah, we gotta help each other, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Any last tips for our viewers before we sign off?
I mean, I would say I always tell people like, when you were saying giving my accomplishments, I was like, I
Yeah.
really did. I really did
You
that.
did.
But I would say like, just don't give up. Like keep going.
Yes.
The worst things, like I know Chris Jenner says a
Mhm.
quote that's really really like kind of inspired me. She's like, if you hear a no, you're talking to the wrong person.
Oh,
You
wow,
know?
I love that. If you hear
Yes.
a no, you're talking to the wrong
the
person.
wrong person.
That is
Yes.
a great tip to close our show. Thank you so much, Kemah. Your journey continues to inspire me every day. I think about you often when I'm in a rut, and if Kemah can do it, I can do it.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
yeah, thank you again for being here today. Your journey's been amazing.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bye.
Bye.